Hello, it's Mr. Bonley. I have a counting chart on the board. We're going to go through the note values of various rhythms. You can see that the whole note gets 4 full beats. 4 beats. The half note gets 2 beats. Quarter note gets 1 beat. Eighth note gets half of a beat. And then our 16th note gets a fourth of a beat. And if you look up here, it's directly proportional. 1/16th note right here is a fourth. See, there's 4 16th notes in a beat. If you only have one of them, it's 1/4 of the beat. Down here, the dotted half note gets 3 beats. Dotted quarter note gets 1.5. Dotted eighth note gets 3/4. And a dotted 16th note, which you don't have to worry about too often, gets 3/8 of a beat. It's kind of a weird one, and it's all directly proportional to fractions in math. So, let's put some values up. Whole note gets 4 full beats, so it'll cover up beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4. It covers up all of it. So it has how many 16th notes? 16. Okay, let's go into our half note. Our half note gets 2 beats. So it covers up beat 1 and beat 2. So it covers up that much. So the half note covers up that many beats. This would be 8 16th notes. Quarter note, that'll cover up 1 beat, or 4 16th notes. So whatever rhythm would come after that quarter note starts right here on beat 2. Eighth note gets half of a beat. Okay, so here's a beat. This is all of beat 1. Half of it would just be right here, up to the E. So whatever note comes after this eighth note starts on the and. Our 16th note, most of the time you don't see it written like that. Most of the time you have a few 16th notes in a row. Like that. That's a 16th note, and that's a 16th note. This is an eighth note, because it only has 1 beam. These notes here have 2 beams. 1, 2. So these are 16th notes. They're both worth 1/16th note, or 1/4 of the beat. So it covers up that. This is on the E. This would be right on the and. So I'd actually have to write that over here a little bit clearer. Okay? Dotted half note is worth 3 full beats. Our dotted quarter note is worth 1.5 beats. So it's worth all of that beat and half of this one, so it goes up to the E, and then the next beat starts on the and. The next note would start on the and, pardon me. Okay, a dotted eighth note, and a lot of times we see a dotted eighth note like this. That means that this note here is a 16th note because it has 2 beams. This is a dotted eighth note. It covers up 3/4 of a beat. So 3/4 of this beat is, there's 4 notes in one beat, so 3 of them. It covers up 3 out of the 4. So it would cover up 1 E and then this note comes on the Now I'm not even going to get into the dotted 16th note. But these are the general things that we use to put a rhythm together. Concert bands. We're going to do a few examples on your rhythm worksheet number 1. We're going to write in measure number 1 of number 1. And so what you do is on your worksheet, you find that measure number 1 here, and here's the measure number 1. You transfer it into your rhythm sheet number 1, the first measure. Okay? So, number 1. First note that we have is an eighth note. The eighth note covers up half of a beat. Half of it. So it's 4 16th notes, we take half. 2 16th notes is half of the beat. Okay? So the next note comes on the and. You have to put the beam on there, okay? And this is an eighth note too, because it has a beam, so it covers up 2 16th notes. So 1 and then it goes into 2.
I may have stolen your pencil.
All right, I'm back. So we were just talking about an eighth note covering up half the beat. Since it's on the and, it covers up half of the beat, the second half of the beat, the and. So next beat has to be on 2. Next note has to be on 2. Okay, it's an eighth note again, so it covers up half of the beat. So we go to the and, it covers up the 2E. And this eighth note will cover up the and, the 2 16th notes. It's 2 16th notes, half of a beat. 1/8 note is. Okay, so the next beat, or the next note has to go on beat 3. Since this is a quarter note, I forget to write in the tie here. Since this is a quarter note, it covers up 1 full beat. So it covers up 4 16th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next note goes on 4, and it's an eighth note. So we put the eighth note there, and it goes like this because an eighth note covers up half a beat, which is 2 16th notes. So it's the 4E. So the next note goes on the end. Okay, and that is how you do the first measure of 1. You do the second measure all by yourself. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do first measure of number 2. You already know the first measure of number 3. So number 2, the first measure. This is a harder one. Dotted eighth notes. How far does it go? Well, a dotted eighth note is right here, and it's 3/4 of a beat. So one beat has 4 16th notes. We need 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. So we get the 1E and. That's how much that covers up. So the next note's going to be on the whatever it is. In this case, it's beamed like that, and that's how the rhythm looks. Okay. Now, since this is a 16th note, it only gets 1/4 of a beat, or 1/16th note. And it gets the so the next note goes on 2. The next note is an eighth note. And the eighth note only gets half of the beat, so it gets 2 16th notes, the 2E. The next note right here goes on the and. Since this is another eighth note, because it has 1 beam, gets half of a beat, or 2 16th notes. 1, 2, and So the next note comes on 3, and it is another eighth note, just full of eighth notes. The tie comes in there, and then this goes on the and because this is an eighth note. 1, 2, 2 16th notes, 3E goes on the and. This one covers up the and the 2 16th notes, and then the last note is a quarter note, and it goes on 4. Since it's a quarter note, it covers up 4 16th notes, and we're done. That's measure 1 of number 2. Continue to work on the rest of those measures on the counting chart above. Thank you. We will pause here for a moment so that you can get all of those rhythms written in before we go to the back side, in which you will have some listening examples and you'll have to circle the rhythm that you hear. But right now, press pause and we'll get to that in a moment.
Hi concert band, this is Mr. Bondley, and we're going to go to the listening side of Rhythm Worksheet 1. I will clap the examples 1, A, B, and C, and 2, A, B, and C. We'll have a metronome going. It sounds like this. 1A, here it is. 1, 2, ready, go. 1B, ready, go. 1C, ready, go. 2A, ready, go. 2B, ready, go. 2C, ready, go. Okay, now we'll do the listening quiz. You'll hear each problem 3 times. We'll start with number 1. Please do your own work. 2, ready, and go. The second time for number 1. Ready, go. The third time for number 1. Ready, go. Please circle your answer. Number 2, the first time. Ready, go. The second time for number 2. Ready, go. The third time for number 2. Ready, go. Please circle your answer. Number 3, the first time. Ready, go. Second time for number 3. Ready, go. And the last time for number 3. Ready, go. Please circle your answer, and not your neighbor's, just your own. Make sure that your name is on the front of the paper, and then please pass them to your left. Thank you.